you don't really want it that bad. You want to say you want it, you want to pretend you want it. You don't actually want to achieve those goals that bad. Because if you really want to, you will find a way. If you just read a book a month, 12 books a year, it will give you a huge advantage, unfair advantage over everybody else. I believe at the six-figure level, let's say from $0 to $1 million, $0 to $1 million, your focus are three things.
Need motivation?
Watch a Top 10 with Believe Nation.
Top 10, I got a top 10. Got my motivation high for my top 10. Gotta learn from the wise women and men.
Watch a Top 10 with
like 9 and 9. For my top 10, top 10, 9 and 9. This one's for my top 10, like 9 and 9.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I make these videos because chances are you are the most and richest person in your circle, but you know you're capable of more. And you get that push by surrounding yourself with the best. So today, let's learn from one of the best, Dan Lok, and my take on his top 10 rules for success. Enjoy. Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1. Get resourceful.
I always believe it's not the lack of resources, but a lack of resourcefulness. It's a form of mental laziness, that they're not thinking very hard. And any little bit of obstacle, I don't know the right people, I don't know how, it just stops them. Versus if you get creative in terms of solutions, get creative in terms of where to find the resources, and getting good at persuading and communicating to other people why they should help you, why they should maybe let you borrow some of those resources. Example, let's say you're an entrepreneur. If you say, well, I don't have any capital to start, well, you could do something. Get a freaking job, get some income coming in, be an intern if you don't know how to do something, right? Once you have developed some skills, some experience, then maybe you could then talk to investors and say, hey, I've got this great idea. I've seen this problem in the marketplace. I want to help solve. Then maybe you could borrow money from them, raise capital from them to invest in your ventures, to invest in your ideas. Then you can get it going. It is so easy and so lazy to say, oh, well, I don't know how and I don't know this. Who cares? No one cares about your excuses. You just hear like bitching, moaning about it and say, I don't know how. Then what are you going to do? What are you going to do with your goals? You're just going to be like defeated? Or you're going to say, I'm going to get creative, I'm going to think outside the box, I'm going to do what it takes, I'm going to find a way. So what it goes back to, if you are honest, if you tell the truth, you don't really want it that bad. You want to say you want it, you want to pretend you want it. You don't actually want to achieve those goals that bad. Because if you really want to, you will find a way. You hit a wall, you will go through it, you will go around it, you will go under it, you'll climb over it, whatever it takes, you will find a way. There's always a solution.
Rule number 2, invest in what you know.
Very often people invest in something that they don't know or they don't understand is because of one word, and that word is greed. Because they want to get greedy. They think, oh man, I don't want to miss out the opportunity, and so says a good idea, so I'll just put money into it. What you don't understand is, at the end of the day, it's not about a risky investment. It's just like driving a car, right? Driving itself, there is some risk to it, right? Because you have car accidents happening every day, right? Somewhere. But it's not the car that is dangerous, it's the driver, the investor that's dangerous. It has to do with your driving skill. No different than when you're investing, you need investing skill. If you're not so sure what to invest in, it tells me that you lack investing skill and you lack investing knowledge. So why would you invest in something that you don't understand and pray that you will get a good return? It's only people hoping that to get rich quick. It doesn't work that way. It is about investing in something that you know, something that perhaps you're passionate about. That's how you maximize your return as an investor. It's not just buy and hope and pray. No, you know going into it what is going to happen. So not only you should invest in what you know, I personally don't like to invest in things I can't control. When I invest in something, I want certain amount of control, because I know the more control I have over the investment, the higher my return, lower my risk.
Rule number 3, get new skills.
The old model of going to school, get a good grades and get a job and work that job for 30 years, that model is outdated. Now we are in the skill economy, meaning that you need to embrace the idea of being more like a free agent, more like a freelancer, more like an independent contractor, more like a remote talent, so that you are not counting on, and you cannot count on the government to solve all these problems for you, that they will rescue you, or you are relying on a company to take care of you. The only person that you could rely on is yourself and your skill set. So maybe, let's say you are a graphic designer and you've been always working for a company. During a crisis like this, maybe it's time to embrace a new model that maybe you'll be more a freelancer, more like a freelancer model, that you are now working with different companies. You're still applying your skill sets, your expertise, but now you can work with more people instead of just relying on one company. That is the old model. The new model is different. Now, if you don't have those skill sets, and maybe you are a waiter, you are a waitress, nothing wrong with that. But the question you have to ask yourself is, do you want to be a waiter or a waitress for the rest of your life? If waiting is the skill set that you have, or the people skill is the skill set you have, that is good. But knowing that you learn that skill, it also means that you could learn other skill sets. It's at times like these you have to ask yourself, okay, what kind of new skill sets I need to develop? That you're no longer just getting paid for your time just by being there, but actually your skill set. You see, in the job economy, you get paid for your time, but in skill economy, you get paid for results. What kind of results can you deliver? How can you deliver those results more efficiently, more effectively than most other people? Those are the key questions that you need to ask.
Rule number 4, have the habit of reading.
I sometimes don't even read through the entire book. If when I get to let's say chapter 5, I already have my 3 ideas, what I would do is I would close the book, I would go implement the book and put it away. Sometimes I would come back to revisit the book. This is why I reread books in a couple months. Sometimes I don't even come back and revisit the book. I've implemented those 3 ideas, now I'm reading something else. But you see patterns when you read enough. So it is a habit. It's no good to just read one book and then you stop, or here's a great book and then you stop. It's like, I get the questions all the time what book should I read? All of them. Because if you're looking for, that magical one book that will change your life. No, read my book, read everybody else's books. Learn from it. Have the habit of reading. The books that you don't read can help you. Period. Right? And if someone spent their lifetime, spending years, putting everything they know, decades of knowledge, into a few hundred pages, and you can get it for 10, 20 bucks, I mean, it is a bargain. It is a bargain, right? And nowadays, people don't read anymore. People are even too lazy to watch a YouTube video. They just watch the thumbnail. They see the thumbnail, and they thought they've watched the video. Unfortunately, that's where we're at in terms of our society. However, if you do read, if you just read a book a month, 12 books a year, it will give you a huge, huge advantage, unfair advantage over everybody else. Hi, this is Dan Lok. I want to share with you a lesson from Evan Carmichael's new book, Built to Serve. This section is about making money from your purpose. You have to embrace that. If you never learn how to make money from your purpose, you'll always end up needing a day job, and your purpose will become a hobby. If that sounds like a great life to you, then I'm happy for you. If not, then you need to figure out a money-making model that makes sense, one that is consistent, one that is significant, one that can pay you so you can quit your job and succeed to the point where you are providing jobs for others and helping even more people. You see, money is nothing more than a byproduct of value creation. The more people that you serve, the more successful that you will be. So to have long-term success is not just built to last or built to sell or even built to scale. It is built to serve. And this book will teach you exactly how to do that.
Rule number 5, have the right business focus.
I believe at the 6-figure level, let's say from $0 to $1 million, $0 to $1 million, your focus are 3 things: sales, marketing, and offers. when you are a startup, when you're just trying to get the first group of customers. What we need to focus on at that level, the level 1, is how do we get customers in the door? How do we make those first few sales? How do we make those few sales profitably, generating income, generating profits, right? And then think about what are our offers? What does the marketplace want to buy? And once you have an offer, you're bringing people in. How do I offer more things, more products, more services to my existing customers? That's our focus. Sales, marketing, and offer. Those 3 things. Once you bypass that, now you've cracked that code. That people are coming into your business, people are buying from you, you are building a customer base. And now you're also expanding your team. By the time you get through that $1 million mark, you're no longer doing everything yourself. You've got a team around you. Not maybe a huge team, but you do have a few people around you that's helping you, assisting you to do some of the work, to deliver the results, to deliver the products.
Rule number 6, don't lose perspective.
I believe sometimes we need to shift the question. Yes, times are bad, but a better question to ask is, what can I learn from this? Because let's not lose perspective. At the moment, when we're so close to it, when we're experiencing it, of course it's very hard. But you take that out and you look at it from this global epidemic. 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 50 years, 100 years from now. As challenging as it is, let's not lose perspective. What could we learn from this? How could you ensure that if something like this happens in the future, that you could protect your family, ensure their safety, but also ensure their financial well-being? What could we do to prevent this from ever happening, right? What could we do as a group, as a team, as a company, as a family? What could we do to move forward?
Rule number 7, deliver results.
If you want to work from home, it's very, very important that you are results-driven and results-oriented. Unlike a typical job where maybe you clock in and clock out, right? Working from home depends on the industry and the profession that you choose, the career that you choose. It's a little bit different. Like, I don't think I've ever hired, let's say, a graphic designer based on, oh, she's got a degree, she's got this certificate. No, I look at her portfolio. Is the work any good? Now, since if you follow my advice, you're serving a global market, you gotta be good. You gotta be good at what you do. Because people will look at your work and they would say, hey, could this person deliver? Could this person deliver within that time frame, within, like, to meet those deadlines? It's pretty critical. So having that degree doesn't really help you. What you need is the ability to actually deliver results. And when you do deliver results, what happens is you will get referrals, right? People will then come to seek you out because you are actually good at what you do.
Rule number 8, educate yourself.
For most people, put some money, I'm talking majority of the people who are watching this. Put some money aside, long term, 30, 40 years, it's a decent plan. May not be the only plan that you have, but that's a decent plan. If you want to be, that's passive. But if you want to be more proactive and active investor, then you got to educate yourself. So it's not just investing in something you understand. I believe it's investing in something that I can control. Meaning, I want to have control over the investment. I want to have control over the management of the investment. I want to have control over taxes. I want to have control over my emotion, myself. I want to have control over the entities. I want to have control over how I flow the money, right? The cash flow. Example, if I was to invest in a company, I don't just want to be a passive investor where, okay, here's X amount of dollars, I'll see you in 3 years. I'm a very hands-on, active investor. So if I'm investing in your business, let's say I'm investing in your business, right? I would expect regular report. I would want to have a say in terms of key people that you hire. I want to have a say on the direction of the company. I want to have a say in terms of your marketing campaign. I want to have a say how you're spending money, how you're spending the revenue you're generating. I want to have a say in terms of equity if you're going to bring on additional investors. I'm an active investor. Not that I'm a control freak, because I just have more experience. So I know I can add value versus you making mistakes and trying to figure things out on your own. So I'm very hands-on that way versus here's money and then I don't touch it again. So I don't believe in that.
Rule number 9, expand.
Do you know that a lot of great companies today, they were actually launched during recession? IBM, Microsoft, General Motors, Disney, General Electrics. A lot of these great companies, they were launched during the recession. Why? Because during the recession, everybody, they are hiding in their bunkers. They are afraid. Everybody is panicking. But as a smart entrepreneur, if you're smart, you also see opportunities. You see there's way that you could expand if you could survive, if you have the resources, if you know how to allocate your resources. Now is the time, because everybody else, they freeze. If you are the one that's active, you're proactive in the marketplace, and you're expanding your advertising, your marketing more, you will get more attention in the marketplace.
And rule number 10, the last one before a very special bonus clip, is step up.
If you still have a job right now is the time to step up. Now is the time to be proactive, because some income is better than no income. When you get laid off, you don't know how long it's going to take, and you don't know how long this coronavirus will last. It might take you weeks or months before you find a new job and generate income. In the meantime, what are you going to do? So now it's time to step up. What do I mean by that? Now it's time to communicate with your supervisor, your manager, your CEO, whoever is managing you, leading you, to communicate and say, you know what? I don't mind working. I want to take on more responsibility. I want to take on those tougher assignments. So when they're cutting people off, they're looking at, okay, if they have you and someone else, but you actually stepping up, and they can see that you want to fight with them in the company, chances are they will let this other person go first before they would consider you. Maybe before you were working okay, now you need to work extra hard. Normal is out the window. There's no normal anymore, right? How many hours you work, how much effort that you put in, that's not enough anymore. If you want to survive, if you want to fight, you want to keep your job. Yes, it means that maybe you need to work from home. Yes, it means that you need to work through the weekends. Yes, normal is out the window. To keep your current job, you need to deliver extra value, and you need to communicate with your manager and supervisor and saying that I'm here to stay. What do you need? It also means that maybe now you need to wear multiple hats. Maybe you were hired to do certain things, and now with so many people gone and so many people being laid off, maybe you need to take on a couple more things. It also means that maybe you need to upgrade your skills. Yes, it might mean that you need to volunteer to take a pay cut. You see, again, some income is better than no income, especially during a crisis like this.
Now I've got a special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy. But before that, it's time for the question of the day. I wanna know, what was your single biggest takeaway from this video? And what is your specific plan of action for the next week? When you just watch a video and get motivated by it, you have a 35% chance of following through. But when you get motivated and then create a specific plan of action, you have a 91% chance of following through. That's what we do here, Believe Nation. We get motivated, but then we do something about it. And when you commit to other people, you increase your chances even further of following through. So, what was your biggest takeaway from this video? And then what is your plan of action around it for this week? Put it down in the comments below, because I want to celebrate you.
I have a number of haters on YouTube, and I look at this. The minute I will upload a new video, I would always get the same people. Like, I don't even know how this works. Because the minute I upload a new video, my team uploads a new video, I would always get the 3 or 5 or 10 thumbs down. Like the minute, every day, they would post negative comments. We block it out, but I know they're in there. So they don't like you, but they watch all your stuff every day, and they interact with your content the minute you post something, and they post a comment consistently for months, but they hate your guts though. I guess that makes them a fan. Wouldn't you say? That makes them a fan. They're spending an awful lot of time hating, right? A lot of time hating. Write it down. How people see you has got nothing to do with you. how people see has got nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them. Because isn't it true? You can post one article and some people would say, this is a phenomenal piece of content. This is awesome. This is life-changing. Same piece of article, some people would say, this is a piece of shit. This is garbage. You just wasted 2 minutes of my life reading this post. Are you looking at the same post? How could it be? How could it, the same post, two different people reading it, one says life-changing is phenomenal, one says a piece of shit. How could it be? Because it's got nothing to do with the post. It has to do with them, their upbringing, their belief system, their psychological makeup. Do this with me. Do this with me. Go ahead, put it in your hand. Go ahead, do this. Every single one of us sees through life with a filter. Put it down. You are watching me, right? You're watching me. I'm communicating. I'm teaching. You hear completely something different, right? From you. And you hear something completely different from you. Because you don't hear a damn word I say. You hear what you want to hear. You hear what you want to hear. You hear, oh, that makes sense for my business. I'll take that in, right? Oh, no, I totally disagree with you. It doesn't make sense at all. So I don't hear you. You hear what you want to hear. You don't hear what I say. So we all have a filter. So when you post content on social media, knowing that you get haters, not because they hate you, and usually the people who hate other people the most, guess what? They hate themselves. They don't hate you. They hate themselves. Usually nameless, faceless, no name. Why? Why no name? Because they're hiding. They don't want people to see. You don't want people to know who they are. That's why they hide.
Hi, this is Dan Lok. If you're a fan of Evan's work, if you want to know exactly how to model my success, I want to invite you to join me for a special online training. All you have to do is click on the link below. You can join me for absolutely no charge. So click on the link below and I will see you in class.
If you want 10 more awesome rules from Dan Lok, check the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
I don't want to be the top dog in my circle, right? I don't even want to be equal. I want to walk in the room, I want to be the least successful guy in the room.